We got the whole team here this morning and we're taking another look at our property, Venture on 52nd Street. We got John, we got Heather, myself. We're gonna look at a few of the units and we're starting to identify some of the things that we may wanna do with the property, what's working well.
For a studio, there's room here. We have high ceilings, the kitchen, it's updated, it's so pretty, full-size stove. This is a lot of room for a studio. This is hard to find. And it's got little bits of personality to it, which I appreciate.
So we walked the whole property now in detail, and we've had the benefit now of having our management staff on the property. So it's kind of like test driving a car. We had a chance to see everything about it, and everything we see is better and better. What are we gonna do to this property? It's not a normal Neighborhood Ventures asset in that there's not a whole lot of capital improvements to be done on it. There's some things we can do to tweak it to make it into a better property. This is our second property that we are buying right now. That is a lender-owned, lender-driven foreclosed asset, and we're buying them at significant discounts. Neighborhood's fantastic. Thomas Road, busy street, east of 44th Street, so between 44th Street and Scottsdale Road, if you will. Lots of shopping. Arizona Country Club is right around the corner. And then it's master meter property, which is a really good alternative for the tenants in the neighborhood. Smaller units, mostly one bedrooms, some studios, and some two bedrooms.
All right, so we just got back from Venture on 52nd Street. We're up the road at Little O's. It's right on the canal, a beautiful part of Phoenix in the Arcadia area. And I gotta say, as I drove up to this property from our apartment building, this is a beautiful area. Some of the most beautiful homes in Phoenix are here, so well kept. Many of them are older, they've been renovated. So it's really exciting to now have a property in this area. So wanted to open it up. What are your first impressions of Venture on 52nd Street? Maybe Heather, I'll start with you. As you look at the property, inside the units, the courtyard, and how do you feel about it?
Well, I think this is already a functioning, healthy property, so it's nice to be able to cut her in and just add a little bit of love, a little TLC, just to kind of bump it up to the next level. There's really well-established residents there that I love being there. We've already got new leases coming in at the rents we are wanting to move up to. It is a very sweet kind of inclusive courtyard with lots of room for enjoying the good Arizona weather. There's beautiful pool and a grill area. We have this wonderful building in the back that has the two bedrooms that they have their own private little courtyard with a grill and tables, and then this private resident park and dog park as well. So I think this is really, it lends itself to the area where people want to be active, where they want spaces to be with their families and live their life.
And one of the good things about this property is it's already 91% occupied. So there's only a handful of vacant units. However, it is well under the market rent. So the prior owner, before they lost it in foreclosure, they mentioned that the property's been running well, high occupancy, but that the third-party property manager was really focusing on occupancy rather than getting rents to where they need to be. So rents are going to go up about 15 to 20% as we renew the leases over time.
The little brochures I get in the mail say that the average sales price right now of a home in Arcadia is like $7 million, which is crazy. I don't know if that's just for the last 6 months or how it's going, but there are some beautiful homes in this area. But a lot of the residents who live here or want their kids to go to school here, Arcadia High School is right around the corner, they've started moving slowly south, and it's just always been a very walkable area. The canal's a big part of it. You've got Scottsdale, we're bookended between Scottsdale and then the 44th Street corridor. So 44th Street corridor meaning the Costco, the Target, the Fry's grocery store, the entrance to the airport, the main gateway to the airport. Everything's very easy to get to. And then on the other bookend is downtown Scottsdale, which is just up the street. And you have and then it's filled with little places like JT's Bar across the street and Arcadia Tavern and Oso, Little O's, all these places that people love to go out and enjoy themselves. So it's a great neighborhood, very amazing place to raise families, very walkable, and it represents Arizona. For us, what it is for this property is it's an affordable option. It's a Phoenix address, not a Scottsdale address, even though it's just about the Scottsdale, but it's an affordable option for people who want to live in the area. Physically, the building's in amazing condition. Nothing was cut, there weren't corners cut on the building. The renovations were done right, and we don't have a lot to do on the property. We just have to run the property better.
Water the grass.
fix up a couple things that weren't addressed, and we talked about some of those things, just simple things that we can do to take it to the next level. But we don't need to spend a bunch of money to take it to the next level. So it just has to be operated better.
We are excited to announce Venture on 52nd Street. Neighborhood Ventures and Partners purchased this property in foreclosure a few weeks ago. The prior owner purchased the property in 2022 for $18 million. Neighborhood Ventures and Partners have purchased the property for $11 million. The property is already fully renovated and is also 91% occupied. Our plan is to manage the property very well, move the rents to the current market rate, and sell the property to a new buyer in 3 years for $17 million. Our team has already taken over management of the property. And one thing that we identified is that the rents are far below the market average. We have already begun to take market rents up upon renewal, and we've had a lot of success bringing those rent to the market rate. There are two ways to invest in Venture on 52nd Street. Investors can invest in our traditional 12% preferred, which is a 12% preferred return for each of the 3 years of the term of the project. We also expect to begin paying 5% distributions in years 2 and year 3. The other way you can invest in Venture on 52nd Street is via our opportunistic fund. Venture on 52nd Street is the second property that the fund has participated in after Venture on Coulter, which we've recently purchased. To invest in the opportunistic fund, you either have to be an Arizona resident or an accredited investor. Arizona residents can invest a minimum of $5,000 into the fund, or accredited investors outside of Arizona can invest a minimum of $50,000 in the fund. And the fund plans to acquire 5 to 10 properties that are in distress, similar to Venture on Coulter and now Venture on 52nd Street. The opportunistic fund is expecting a 16 to 20% annual return for the 4-year term of the fund. We are excited about acquiring Venture on 52nd Street. It's in a great neighborhood adjacent to Scottsdale in Arcadia South, and we believe this property has tremendous potential over the next few years as our team manages it very well and transforms this property into a high-performing asset.